Assalamu alaikum. So I'm just continuing here, Islam versus capitalism and libertarianism. And these two videos, this is the second one where I'm just going through the news, okay? And what I'm showing is capitalism in the news, okay? And it's, okay, all right, I've said capitalism permeates everything and corrupts it, okay? So when you're just paying attention to the news, and then if you understand, okay, capitalism is behind this problem, very truthfully, if we would get rid of capitalism and get rid of the nation-state system, 90% of our problems would be solved, okay, automatically, all right? I'm going to turn the face cam off so I can go through the rest of these. Bismillah. All right. Now, Howard Deen, just, a few years ago, was really a favorite. People loved him. People on the left liked him. They thought we'd have, a good Democrat in office when he was running. And then just, in the last few years, we see that he's also corrupted, okay? I mean, by his donors, the people who pay him money. And so he came out against Bernie Sanders and against single payer, against Medicare for all. And that shows, again, Democrats, Republicans, okay, when it comes to money issues, they are almost identical, okay? That's how powerful the corruption of capitalism is. You do not have an opposition party in the United States, okay? All right, so now in the current campaign, everybody knew from the beginning Joe Biden was an absolutely horrible candidate. He's a right-winger with a 50-year history of being a right-winger. He is corporate-owned. He is a racist. He is a known racist. His early career was literally built working with segregationists on building, the privatized prison system, okay? And tougher and tougher and tougher crime laws to force more people into prison. Why? Because in private ownership, see, all the prisons and jails used to be owned by the city, the county, the state, or the federal government. Well, neoliberalism that I've been talking about, it changed that. And so at the same time that they were handing over ownership of jails and prisons and their services to private corporations, they were also passing tougher and tougher crime laws to get more people packed into prison, because that's how the corporations make money, okay? It's absolutely criminal. It's an absolute atrocity, okay? Now, Joe Biden is also a warmonger. I mean, if you put his history right next to Trump, you really will not see any difference. But look at how the Democrats, okay, they hated Bernie Sanders so much because of his good policies that they were willing to prop this disgusting person into the leadership. They rigged the primary, put him into the leading spot at the exact same time that we were finding out about another sexual harassment, sexual assault allegation, okay? So again, the Democrats hate good policy so much that they would rather have a warmongering, racist, rapist representing their party than to have a good person like Bernie Sanders, okay? And they're going to lose, and they don't mind losing. What they minded was Bernie Sanders, okay? This shows again how the corruption, it's it goes through the whole thing. Here, Alyssa Milano was one of the leading, uh, you know, propagators of the Me Too movement, okay? But when it came to, push came to shove on this Joe Biden assault allegation, okay? She was silent on it. She ignored the accusations. And she literally took Me Too off of her Twitter profile. Okay, so she was trying to hide the fact that she had been a leader on that issue just so she could continue supporting Joe Biden. Okay, beautiful face, beautiful voice, seems like a nice human being, and she's absolutely atrocious because of moneyed interests. All right. Now, this was an interesting graphic I came across showing how, over the last 30 years, what the Democrats have done, why our politics and our system and our society continues moving to the right towards fascism, which is where we're at right now. Republicans always want to stay to the right of Democrats, but with Bill Clinton and Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and the Democratic Party that left, FDR's policies behind, they took a great big jump to the right with Bill Clinton, and they continue, okay? So for the Republicans to stay to the right of Democrats, they have to keep moving further right. Well, the Democrats also keep moving further right. So it just gets worse and worse and worse. And here we are on the verge of collapsing into fascism, and even the Democrats don't want to stop it. Okay? We're really in a bad spot here. This shows, I was talking about the similarities between Biden and Trump and how, DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America, and Sanders were totally different, okay? We supported Medicare for All, the Green New Deal, to end mass incarceration, to cancel student debt, provide, tuition-free college, and these horrible wars that are based on lies and pure economic interests. Get rid of ICE. They're horrible. Stop the deportations. And Biden and Trump both have a history of being opposed to all of that. And that's why Biden's going to lose. I mean, if you're such a right-winger that you would support Biden, then you're probably a Trump voter, But people, the progressive people and people on the left and people who want good things done and to solve our problems are not going to go vote for Joe Biden. Okay, he is going to lose. And this was somebody's tweet it shows what the Democrats are now, okay? Me, I want universal health care. Democrats, no. Me, I want a candidate who won't rush into war. Democrats, no. We're going to go with Joe Biden. Me, I want a candidate who has a solid environmental record, okay? Democrats, no. We're going to go with Joe Biden. Me, I want a living wage for everyone. Democrats, no, okay? So, I mean, it shows that their capitalist interest in representing the capitalist class, they oppose everything that humanity actually needs. That's how bad capitalism is, okay? People are dying, they don't mind. Species are going extinct, they don't mind. The planet is dying, they don't mind, okay? And this really, in 2016, 2020, we saw real election fraud, and it wasn't just Republicans, okay? It was actually Democrats. And all of this, there are facts, there are recorded facts that show it. Voters, Bernie Sanders voters and voters for good progressive candidates were purged. Registrations were thrown away. Registrations were flipped. Okay, they were changed. Incorrect ballots by, so anything that they could jack with, they did. Okay, they've closed so many voting stations. You know, the leaks show what they were doing. There were huge disparities between the exit polls that showed Bernie Sanders leading or winning, and then the results after they rigged it and after they changed the votes that people were making. Okay, and of course the media has been a part of it. And then last is this interesting quote from Albert Einstein. Private capital tends to become concentrated in few hands. This is an obvious fact. The result is an oligarchy of private capital, the enormous power of which cannot be effectively stopped even by a democratically organized political society. Why? Because they will corrupt it with their money. That's what we're seeing. This is true since the members of legislative bodies are selected by the political parties, and those parties and the people running are financed by private capitalists. Okay? That's how you get politicians who time and time again vote against the interests of the people, vote against the interests of human life on earth. That's how bad capitalism is. All right. Under existing conditions, private capitalists inevitably control, directly or indirectly, the main sources of information. That's what we were just talking about. And so not only is it difficult to get anything done by having good representatives in office, but it's hard to counter the propaganda and get the truth out there because the media is owned by the same corporate interests. Okay, capitalism is horrible, guys, and we're dying. Okay, we are in extinction mode. Okay, so please wake up. All right, this concludes it. Assalamu alaikum.